Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be getting into spoilers for How to Train Your Dragon Free. Hopefully, by now, you've seen the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, hopefully, you go ahead and watch that before watching this because I am going to completely ruin the ending to the film. Now, before I get into the ending, there's one thing I want to talk about that I didn't mention in my regular review because it does tie into the ending, which is the romance. Now, when they announced that How to Train Your Dragon 3 was going to be about Toothless getting a love interest, I'm like, ugh, seriously? This just screams writers running out of ideas. And I did kind of get that sense in the film, but not with this core romance. That I thought fit very nicely with this film because this is a film about Hiccup and Toothless growing up, realizing that they have responsibilities and duties that are greater than their friendship with each other. And on that end, you need something that would pull them both away. In Hiccup's case, it's his responsibility as chief and to protect his people. And for Toothless, it's being the alpha and looking after the dragons. But even that's not enough. You needed that extra little push. And I thought the Light Fury was a great moment for that because it's the one time where Hiccup can't be with Toothless. He needs to kind of let him go off on his own, which is a big deal because they've done everything together. I mean, Toothless has wandered off, but never too far, which forces Hiccup. It forces him to design that special tail that allows Toothless to fly on his own, and that I thought worked. It did a really good job just foreshadowing to that really sad separation between the two. And on top of that, it was also just watching Toothless try and court that Light Fury was just so adorable. So yeah, the ending. Now, it ends with not just Hiccup and Toothless parting ways, but it ends with all the dragons being let go and sent to the hidden world. Which, again, I saw coming. It's like it's the final film. There's no way you can not wrap this up and not have it include Hiccup and Toothless parting ways. But I thought it was going to end with maybe Hiccup, like maybe they seal off the entrance to the hidden world or something permanent. I probably should have seen it coming that they were going to see each other again in a few years because it's in the trailer, which, why'd they give that away in the trailer? But yeah, I was like, I knew it was coming. So when we got to that ending where they let all the dragons go, I was like, I didn't get too choked up. I mean, my heart kind of was warming a bit, and there was some people sitting near me who I heard crying, but I was like, okay, I can take this. I'm a man. And then we jump ahead to Hiccup and Astrid getting married, which I probably should have seen coming because they reference it throughout the film. There's that one it's either Rough Nut or Tough Nut is constantly giving Hiccup the man to man talk, which I thought was funny. And they constantly reference that marriage. But I just figured, okay, it's going to end with Hiccup maybe proposing to Astrid, but no, it's like we see them getting married. Like as soon as we see New Burke and we see the white snow and how it's all just, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're actually doing the wedding. And then as soon as you see them at the ceremony, you see Astrid in that really pretty dress. I like had the biggest smile on my face, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is actually happening. And I could also I didn't hear anything in my theater, but I can just imagine like all the diehard Hiccup and Astrid shippers just losing their minds over this. Like, I really hope it doesn't get ruined for them because I just want to see those people just going nuts over it. I mean, hopefully they don't disturb people in the theater, but I can just imagine people are just gonna go lose it. And that it's gonna inspire tons of fan art, both the wedding and the final scene where Hiccup and Astrid go visit their dragons with their kids. It's just all crazy because we've had movies and where characters have gotten married. We've had animated films where a character's grown up and gotten married, but it's usually Disney films and usually it's within one single film. I can't recall an animated film series where we've seen these characters grow up from little kids to adults with kids. So And over the course of 9 years, nonetheless. So just seeing Hiccup go from this young boy to a man, just it's just unreal seeing him get married to Astrid and having kids. It's just like, wow. And yeah, like seeing not just him visiting Toothless, but seeing how Hiccup and Astrid have two adorable looking children, that just made me smile even more. And okay, admittedly, this whole scene, this whole reunion, complete with some super adorable baby light furies, goes on maybe way too long. I mean, you could have just simplified it and had Hiccup, just have Hiccup and Astrid ride out, or just Hiccup ride out, see Toothless, and then credits, and that would have probably been a lot cleaner and more concise. But I understand it. It's like it's the final movie. You kind of want to give the audience what they want, and again, it was so satisfying. I'm not going to complain that that last 5 minutes is essentially just Tumblr, go nuts with fan art. It all of it really reminded me of Toy Story 3 because that's also a film that jumped ahead, characters grew up, Enzo saying goodbye. Overall, I think Toy Story 3 was probably the better wrap up to an animated trilogy for a couple of reasons. One, it was the darkest. Two, I felt like there were a few more surprises in that film. Like this film, I pretty much kind of guessed a fair amount of this ending, whereas Toy Story 3, I did not see half that ending coming. Like I didn't see the incinerator scene coming. I did not see Andy giving away his toys coming. Just that was just all mind blowing stuff. And also, I thought the writing was a little sharper. Like Toy Story 3 felt very much like it was geared towards the people who grew up with Toy Story but are now in high school or college. Whereas How to Train Your Dragon, I felt like it was still kind of a family film. Like it was still kind of a film for everyone. In fact, there were a fair amount of kids at the screening I was going to. But there were also some people around my age who were clearly just there for me. It's just crazy to think. It's like there's all these kids who are going to go see this movie who weren't even around when the first one came out. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the ending. Sorry if it was a little rambling and unfocused, but I mainly just wanted to geek out about this ending, and it's been so frustrating these past 2 weeks because I want to talk about this ending. I want to share it with everyone, but I can't because I don't want to ruin it. That's all to say. I hope you guys really enjoyed How to Train Your Dragon 3, and feel free to share how you thought about the ending. And as always, keep watching. And as for me, I'm going to get back to work on the Hey Arnold vlogs. So I'll see you then.